I'm Jon Heyman live from the GM meetings with all the information we need to know. Good morning to you, Jon. No pressure. We have Jake Peavy on the show, so we're kind of buzzing about the free agent pitching market, and there are some gems, right? Aaron Nola, beautiful on the big stage. Blake Snell on his way, well on his way to perhaps his second Cy Young Award. What's being said there about those two?
Yeah, I mean, this is the hot pitching market right now. Snell, Nola, Yamamoto. Snell is an interesting case on his way to his second Cy Young. The agent Scott Boras has been comparing him to Randy Johnson, but I think the comp is probably Steven Strasburg. If we're talking about a contract that was $245 million a few years ago, obviously that did not work out for the Nationals, at least the second time around. Snell, terrific talent. Dominant pitcher, left-handed, 6'4", 6'5", and he's the top guy on the market, I think, along with Yamamoto, which we don't know exactly what he's going to get. No Japanese pitcher has gotten it $200 million, but that should be what he's aiming for as well. And Aaron Nola, I believe he's looking at $200 million, at least as an ask as well. And the Philadelphia Phillies are going to talk to Nola and are talking to Nola and certainly interested in bringing him back, but as of spring training, when they last talked, they were about $100 million apart. They were offering a little bit over $100 million. So they've got a lot of work to do if they're going to get that done. The Phillies are a team that will sign a top pitcher. I'll throw Jordan Montgomery in there as well as a candidate. I think it's going to surprise people what he's going to be able to get on the open market. But pitching market is the hot market. There are several teams looking for multiple starters. St. Louis, Boston, probably the Angels, the Dodgers, and the Mets. And the Mets will consider these top pitchers as well.
Well, we keep hearing Sonny Gray as well linked to Philadelphia, so that'll be curious to see if that's an addition to Nola or if they don't land Nola. I mean, Jon, we're so obsessed with the managerial vacancies. The arms are going to take center stage very soon. Shohei Otani not pitching next year, of course, but he will hit. And this conversation is so different than we thought it would be, right? Maybe 5 months ago. How's this going to play out? The guys were just talking about it.
It's still very mysterious. We're reading tea leaves. Still think the Dodgers are probably the favorite. That seems to be the buzz around here, but I think that's mostly speculation. We really do not know. We're basing it on the fact that we've heard that Otani loved Southern California and wants to win. Obviously, the Dodgers have been basically the most consistent winner over the last decade. He could still stay right there in Southern California, move 45 miles up I-5, and be where he loves it. So I think the Dodgers make perfect sense. I kind of agree with that. Bit of a mystery. His agent isn't on site, Nez Bolello, and so we have not seen him. The other CAA guys are here. This is, arguably the greatest talent in baseball history. So a lot of interest, obviously, in him, but right now it's hard to say exactly what's going on beyond the speculation that the Dodgers do make a lot of sense due to the geography and the winning. I do think he does want to continue to produce and show that he is the greatest player maybe of all time. So the right ballpark is important as well, and Dodger Stadium does play straight up, so that would fit too.
Mysterious is the word you used now. So behind Shohei, who are the bats, the position players top of mind? Cody Bellinger, right? Yeah. He would fit that mold. Matt Chapman as well. I mean, if you're talking to New Yorkers, they think they're both coming here. What's the word?
Yeah, I mean, Bellinger and Chapman would be 2 and 3 on the hitting market. Bellinger, I think it's ultimately going to be a Cubs-Yankees battle. We do hear he did love it on the north side of Chicago. Obviously, he transformed himself, became that MVP-type player again. He's had 3 superb seasons. Obviously, had a couple not great offensive seasons anyway in between, but he was injured for those seasons, so I think that we're looking at that as kind of an aberration. Terrific all-around player, and he does fit the Yankees perfectly. Brian Cashman was out here yesterday saying they need 2 outfielders, including a center fielder. Bellinger's a great center fielder and a first baseman, so I think we're looking at a Yankees-Cubs battle there. He would fit the Giants as well. I hear there's many teams in on him, but he's been a major market team with the Dodgers and the Cubs. So I think ultimately he's going to end up with one of those 3 teams, most likely Cubs or Yankees. Matt Chapman was actually here, met with the Blue Jays, the incumbent team. They made him an offer in spring training that was well over $100 million. We don't have that exact figure, so I've seen some estimates for him under $100 million. It's not going to be anywhere near that. I think they're looking at him as a 3 to 4 WAR type player, so in that category of a Brandon Nimmo. So we're looking at maybe close to $150 million for Matt Chapman. Certain teams are looking at third base, potentially the Giants, the D-backs who made it to the World Series and may have a little bit more money to spend. I don't think the Angels. I think they're hoping for Rendon to come back and certainly play well. And I think that's part of the reason they hired Ron Washington. They figured that he might be able to help Rendon out a bit. So I'm not sure on the Angels for third base. They are talking to some other third basemen, but not full-time star-type players like Chapman. But he was here, and he will get a big deal bigger than people think.
Yeah, it's interesting how those conversations had in spring will change after 162. The timing, John, is the most interesting. I mean, heck, we don't even have all the managers in place. 4 filled, 3 left to go.
Yeah.
You're with all the general managers. We want gossip. What are they saying?
Well, right, exactly right. We still have some managerial openings to go. We have Houston, we have San Diego, and now Milwaukee. So we filled 4 spots already the first day with all that derby with Craig Counsell going to the Cubs. But right now, we've got 3 to go. Milwaukee obviously has to replace Counsell. Don Mattingly could be a candidate there. Pat Murphy, who was their bench coach and was the mentor for Counsell, would be interesting to see him land there. If not, he'll probably go to the Cubs and work with Counsell again, but he's an excellent managerial candidate. Joe Espada has been mentioned in Milwaukee as well as Mattingly and Murphy, and I think Espada is probably the favorite in Houston. We've heard some other names, including Brad Ausmus, potentially with Houston. I do think Espada should land somewhere since he's been linked to 2 teams now. So, and then we got San Diego to go. I think Mike Schilt is probably the favorite there. He did a very good job managing the St. Louis Cardinals. He's there. He's familiar with A.J. Preller. That's kind of the key for that job. So I think it'll be Schilt. If it's not, Ryan Flaherty, very well loved by the players there as a coach with the Padres, a candidate as well. They've interviewed some outside people, but I think they're more likely to stay in-house, and I would say Schilt is probably the favorite.
Hopefully we'll have some answers sooner rather than later. Keep us posted as you hear more. Jon Heyman live from the GM meetings. Thanks so much, my friend. Appreciate it.